All right, what's up guys? I'm currently in my personal garage and it occurred to me that I've been working in garage doors for a while now, servicing other people's doors for a living, for money, but I still haven't serviced my own garage. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now so that you guys can kind of get a better understanding of what I do and why I do it and how it works. All right, so I am going to open the door, and I'm not sure how good the audio quality is going to be, but I'm just going to try and let you guys listen out to how squeaky this thing is before I've serviced it. All right, we're going to go back down. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'll see you guys soon. All right, now that we went ahead and tightened everything up, we're gonna go back and we're gonna lubricate all of these rollers right here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a grease on there, so we're gonna re-lubricate those. And we're also gonna lubricate these hinges right here because these spin and roll, and if you can hear that, that's what causes some of the squeak. And so if we can try to eliminate that, then that's what we're gonna do. Also, I figured I'd mention, I'm not sponsored or anything, but I went ahead and made the investment to buy some Milwaukee power tools. I got this impact drill, and I also, just for the fun of it, I got this mini hacksaw. It's like a bigger reciprocating saw, but the tinier one-handed version. And there was some promotion going on, so I got 3 batteries and a charger between the 2 orders. Anyway, and then we've got this right here, which is going to be my multi-purpose lubricant. This is what I use on my customers' doors, and this is what I'm going to be using on my door. I have the straw right here in my bag, keep it handy just for added precision. So we're going to slot that in there. And I typically lubricate with gloves just so that I can kind of smear the lubricant if I need to. So I'll put my gloves on. And we can get going. So this is what I'm kind of talking about, why I said I brought my gloves or put my gloves on. So I try to spray inside this bearing of the wheel right here so that they spin good and they're lubricated, but I don't want to spray on the outside of the wheel like I did just here, because that could cause them to slip on the track and potentially fall out of place, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna wipe that off there. Okay. And then the last thing that I want to lubricate is gonna be this rail up top, because that can be another source of squeaking. So I'm gonna get my ladder out for that, which I have right here. And then this is another useful thing about the wearing gloves. Like I said, see if I can tilt this up as much as possible. You can apply lubricant to the bottom, so we're gonna squirt in there, and also on the other side of that. And you can apply lubricant across this rail here, and then I like to just use my gloves and kind of spread it evenly across the beam, just to get a good amount of coverage. Some guys use like a towel or a rag to do this, to apply lubricant to rails or springs, but I feel like you're just soaking up a lot of the lubricant when you do it that way. And I find that if I do it with my gloves, it just kind of shifts it around, and kind of shifts it around as opposed to soaking it up. And then the last thing we'll do is we'll apply a good even coat to the spring here. We'll just kind of rub that in with the gloves, get that all nice and all on the spring. Okay. That should be about it. See, doesn't take long at all. Services, unless anything's wrong with the hardware or with the door itself, typically pretty easy process. And yeah. All right, so we just finished servicing my personal home garage door, and we're gonna go ahead and open it up and listen to it, give it a little test drive and see how we did. Well, I think I heard one minor squeak, but I would say that's a major improvement from what we had at the start. Let's listen to it on the way down. So that sounded pretty good. And another thing to note is sometimes they can just take a couple rotations, couple cycles of opening and closing the garage door to let that lubricant really soak in and get all coated nicely on the hinges and rollers. So sometimes, you know, those first few cycles, whether it be for the next few days, depending on how often you use your door, it may still squeak a little bit. But another thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that chain up there that runs along the rail that connects to the trolley was actually banging around quite a bit and making, you know, some racketing noises, and we can fix that too. But just so you guys can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. See, it's kind of bobbing up and down, especially over here on this side, bobbing up and down. Okay, so it's not too bad on the way up, but I definitely noticed it shaking a little bit on the way down. Yeah, that is rickety. So we're gonna see if we can't do something about that. Okay, gonna grab my ladder out, set this up right here. And I believe we're gonna need a smaller socket. Pull out my socket set right here. This toolbox is broken here. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll adjust this. This socket set has been giving me trouble. It looks like all trade It's my dad's old set, old set. And I don't know if you can tell, but the box is completely ripped in half. This plastic just got really old and rotted out. And one day I opened it and it just fell apart. We're missing a couple sockets here and there. So I'm on the lookout for a new box. And it's a shame because very rarely can you find just a replacement box for these tools, for these sockets, because I don't need necessarily new sockets. All these sockets work just fine and it's a good set, but I just need a new box. So I think I'm gonna have to buy, unfortunately, a new box that comes with a whole new set of sockets. So I'll have some left over. But this, I believe, is going to be a 3/8. And I'm also gonna grab a pair of vice grips because this thing could be kind of finicky. And if I was correct, this is the correct size. Nope, I was off. It's one bigger. And grab those 7/16. Is that the one? That is indeed the one, okay. So now we are gonna try and get a little bit more tension applied here, which means, let me set these vice grips over here, which means we are gonna loosen this nut. We're also gonna loosen this nut. Okay, got that there. Now let's see on the top step, how much screw is there to go in here? Okay, so pull you guys off so you can see this. So if you look down in there, these screws are threaded into this centerpiece here. And so if I want to pull this chain tighter, that means that I need to move this piece this way and screw this piece further in. Or I could just screw this piece further in, which is what I think I'm gonna try and do. Except, no, that's not going to work because I can't rotate this chain. It needs to stay flush, so I just have to screw it in over here to pull this further. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So that seems to be loosening tension. So I need to be going that way, yeah. Okay, so that should be significantly tighter now. So we're gonna give that a shot. I'm gonna tighten both of these set nuts up, which we might need this for. Okay. All right, this should be good. Now, let's see what that did to the chain. Chain's definitely looking a lot less wobbly, which is good. And if possible, we can go tighter. Let's see again with it going down. How about that? No ricketing, no vibrating. Nice and smooth. Door sounds good. The only thing that's loud is that freaking motor, but that's just because it's a cheap garage door opener. It's a linear. If I had the money to buy LiftMaster or Chamberlain with that MyQ technology, I probably would, but those things are kind of pricey, especially for a kid in college who's scraping by being a garage door entrepreneur. All right, well, that was it. I did my own door, serviced my own door, kind of showed you guys the process, what it looks like, what a typical job for a service looks like. I actually have a service scheduled for tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and film some of that too and get another video out for you guys. But yeah, that's gonna about do it for today. still very new to this content creation idea, and I'm excited. I have fun doing it. I got to get better at it, obviously. I'm sure that this isn't going to be the most quality production I've done, but we're going to figure it out. This is what it's for. Practice makes perfect. But anyway, I'm going to put my tools up, and I'll see you guys when I'm inside. All right, what's up, guys? I am now back inside my house. The last thing I'm probably going to include is a time lapse of me editing and trying to put together a well, I was going to say long form, but I don't have enough content for that. So we're going to try and throw this into a reel or a YouTube video or something. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but this is it for me. I'm going to try and get some footage of the job that we're doing tomorrow. Should be just a typical service job. He said he doesn't have any problems with this door. He just hasn't had it serviced in a while. So I'm going to try and tailor this thing to you guys. Let me know in the comments what you want to see more of, what you would like to see me do videos on or about. But that's going to be about it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.